Hey guys, Ryan with Camp Films here. On this channel, we've talked a lot about pitch decks, how to create pitch decks, and the importance of creating a pitch deck for your film to convey your ideas with potential collaborators like cast, crew, and to get funding for your film and impress investors and get them interested in your projects. But so far, I've never really talked about how I think a proof of concept or a POC should be the centerpiece to your pitch deck. And what a proof of concept is usually a short, low-budget version of the film that you hope to one day make. If you're into video games like me, think of it as a demo version of your film or maybe a beta version of your film. You want it to be a snippet that conveys the moods, themes, the visual style, just the overall vibe. There have been many successful films lately that have used a proof of concept as a starting point. Barbarian, District 9, Whiplash, and Lights Out are just a few that come to mind. When you're creating your proof of concept, you should focus on the key elements of the film that you want to make. And I think there are two ways you could basically go about creating a proof of concept. You could either create a short film version of your film, or you can create a teaser trailer type of thing, which is what I've done with White Owl. And when you're putting together your proof of concept, don't be afraid to use royalty-free stock footage if you need to throw in some scenes that you might not have access to shoot right now or things you're not able to achieve with the budget you have available to you right now. It's okay to use stock footage in some instances to help convey the idea. In my opinion, it will be more difficult to create a short film version of your film because you're going to have to create a narrative that makes sense to the viewer. And in comparison, creating something like a teaser trailer like I did, you don't necessarily have to make it make sense all the way through. You're just throwing little bones and snippets here to get people interested and give them a vague idea of what it is you're going for, without having to craft a compelling narrative or something that makes sense that you would with a short film, if that makes sense. If you do happen to go the short film route with your proof of concept, maybe take one scene from your overall film and just focus on that and hone it and make it the best you can. Something that gives a vibe of the overall story without giving away everything. The proof of concept for Whiplash comes to mind, but if you do go the short film route, keep it about 3 to 5 minutes in length maximum, and be sure to capture the most intriguing elements of your film's story. Of course, you want it to be something that grabs the viewer's attention and gets them interested in your project and wants them to see more. That's the overall goal here. If you're trying to get producers and investors on board, you want to grab their attention and make them want to invest in your film so they can see it to completion. Be sure to focus on good performances, whether that's a voiceover, which is mostly what I did with my proof of concept, or if you have actual actors acting in your scenes. You want, of course, the performances to be the absolute best they can be for a compelling narrative. It may be worth it to spend a little bit of your own money to hire competent actors, whether that's local actors or someone you find on Fiverr to do like a voiceover or whatever, to push your proof of concept to the next level and just make it all that much more compelling. Make sure to spend a lot of time on editing and sound design to give it that polish that it needs. Just because this is a demo version of our film doesn't mean it needs to have an amateurish feel or look to it. One of the main things you're going to want to be doing with this proof of concept is showcasing the visual style and mood of your film. For instance, with my film White Owl, one of the most standout features of the film is going to be its visual style. I'm going for something similar to Skinamarink or House of the Devil, where it has sort of an old retro vintage vibe to it. And that's something you're definitely going to want to convey in your proof of concept. Give viewers a taste of your cinematography style, your color palette, and the overall aesthetic of your film. Now, like I said earlier, a proof of concept needs to be the centerpiece of your film pitch. With this, you're going to be grabbing attention and getting people to dive even further into your ideas and your project. Having your proof of concept embedded early on in your film's pitch deck is going to be a great showpiece to the pitch deck. And if you pull it off, it's going to keep people looking, reading, and wanting to find out more about your film project. And if you don't know where to start with your pitch deck, Camp Films has an awesome tool called the Pitch Deck Template Toolbox. It's one of our most popular items. It contains tons of graphics, templates, and starting points to help you get your pitch deck up and going really quick and easy. I can't recommend it enough. I think the main takeaway here is that a proof of concept is going to be a great way for you to showcase your skills as a filmmaker. It's going to help give a clear vision for the film you're trying to make to potential collaborators or investors. But the main thing is it's going to be demonstrating your ability as a filmmaker to bring that vision to life. It's basically going to be a chance for you to prove that your project is worth spending time and money on. With a strong proof of concept, you're going to create confidence in your project and give others a tangible idea of what you can achieve as a filmmaker. Not only is it great for getting others excited about your work and your ideas, but it's also a great way for us as filmmakers to practice and hone our craft. So if you've got an idea for a film that you want to make, your first feature film, get out there and create a proof of concept for it. It's going to help you prove to yourself that you're capable of making the film that you want to make, and it could get others excited about your project as well. If you need help creating your pitch deck and getting your proof of concept started, don't forget my pitch deck template toolbox. And don't forget, I offer one-on-one video consultations. If you'd like to sit down with me for an hour and chat about your project and maybe get some insight or feedback on something you've already created, I would be happy to talk to you. Thank you so much for being here and watching the video this long. I'm excited about my upcoming feature film idea. Hopefully I can get it finished and get some people on board and we can start shooting this thing soon. And of course, I'll be taking you guys through every step of the process as we make this thing and hopefully get it on a service like Film Hub. I'm going to go through all of that process and hopefully get this thing on streaming platforms at some point. Before I go, big thanks to our channel members. As always, they support this channel month in and month out. I wouldn't be here without you guys. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, just be sure to click the join button on the channel header. And of course, hit that like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support this channel and share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.